everybody, welcome back. It's another episode of Fresh Forward with your hosts, Liam and Colleen. Today's
You
episode is brought to you by chiropractors, fixing my back since this morning.
keep you running in peak
That's
performance.
right. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Shout out to Dr. Tom Lilly.
awesome.
So, yeah, that was, he's been fixing my back. I don't know what I did, but it wasn't a good idea. And he's helping me out.
Nice.
All right, yeah, but that has absolutely nothing to do with today's topic. Today we are focusing in on our number two pick for the 29. Oh my goodness, numbers are failing me. 3900.104 November 2024 release, and this is our number two pick. And today we're talking about the print test with questions from question pools options, along with other improvements. But this one I'm super excited about. It's the November release. November's my birthday, so this is like a birthday release, really. And
Nice.
I couldn't have asked for this one to be timed better, because this one I feel like I've kind of been more deeply involved in, and we'll talk a bit about that in a bit.
Mhm.
So number two pick, and we, as we always, just kind of flag that this is based on what we know at current. It's not yet on. It is not yet available in production. So if scheduling changes, bear with us, but we do look forward to this being released. The date for this to hit production,
November 7th.
November 7th.
Yes.
Perfect. So that's exciting. So just stay tuned for that. Here's what we're looking at today. So we can print tests with questions from question pools. You may be thinking, well, can't we already print with tests? Yes, you can, but it will only print at current. It would only print tests, individual questions. So one, question two, question three. As soon as you integrate a question pool, the print option would skip those pools, as you probably know if you've tried that print option. But this time, starting in November, we're going to be able to use those question pools. So instructors can now print the tests that include questions from question pools. The answer key and the corresponding tests have been combined to ensure that users always have an answer key that matches the test. That's important if you're doing a big test. And that answer key is going to be printed. It'll be labeled and printed ahead of the test. So it'll be page 1 through whatever, followed by the test. The system generates a different version every time you hit every time you print it. And it will randomize the questions, just like if you were a student sitting down at Blackboard, it would randomize the arrangement. So it's going to do that in the print format. It will include the question pools, and you can also print the option to save this as a PDF. And that's what I would recommend everybody does, I think, really, is the kicker. We're going to demonstrate this. As you can see it in action, I have a test ready to go. So let me just flop over to the demo environment. You can see I've got a colors theory test up on my screen here. Oh, where's my mouse? There it is. And you can see that I've got questions 1 through 7. This is a question pool here, another pool 8 through 12, and then a single question in a question pool. And you might be wondering why I did that. You could just add it individually. The nice thing, though, is if you do end up adding more questions that fit the parameters of that pool, you can just kind of pull those in. So anyways, that's an aside. Let's get started. You've got, you see I've got the test here. This is pulling 7 of 10, 5 of 5, 1 of 5. So this one should only show 7 of the 10 questions, and it'll be a different assortment each time we hit print. This one's going to show the same 5 questions, but in random order every time we hit print. And this one's going to show the same 1 of 1 question. So really building your test, you build your test the way you always do. It's all you need to do is know that the print button up here is now going to be available if all you have are pools as well. So I'm going to click this button, and it does warn you about some things that I've already kind of mentioned. The answer key is going to be automatically generated and printed with the test. And if you're randomizing questions, or if you're using the question pools, it's going to provide a new version along with the answer key. I know I was meeting with the Blackboard development and UI team. We had a lot of lengthy conversations about what that means and how that should be presented. And I really feel pretty happy with where we landed and what they ended up doing with that feedback. So an example of how your faculty Blackboard support team is representing. Whoop, whoop. So kind of a proud dad moment a little bit, even though really I did not do any of the heavy lifting here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. We see these kind of important notes. Let's go ahead, click print, and you see what we get is the print screen loading up. My computer, because the last thing I did was save as a PDF, so that's what it has defaulted to. You might see your printer option here, so just switch that to save as PDF. Print everything, that way you have the answer key, and you can see in the preview the answer key is here. So question 1, red and green are referred to as complementary colors, true or false. It's marked as true. This is the answer key. And so we see questions 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, sorry, to 7. Those are my true falses. That's the first question pool. And then it goes into the next question pool, which is numbers 8 through 13, I think, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12 are all the multiple choice. You can see each of those are marked. And then you see that was that one individual question that was set in the last pool. Then a page break, and we see the actual test. This is what you would give to your students. It begins on page 5, I think. No, page 4. So here we are, color theories 101, and we've got questions 1 through 7. So there's that first question. Red and green are referred to as complementary colors. True, false is your options. And you can see these are ordered the same way they would be in your answer key, which makes that a lot easier. So I've got my test ready to go. I'm going to save the whole thing. And I would encourage you to call this whatever it is. So this is color theory, DH. Right? And then I would add version 1 or version 2 or whatever, however you want to denote it, so that if you click print a few multiple times, you know you have this. I heard a really good suggestion from one instructor that they would, if they're printing this, if they've got 2 versions or 3 versions, they'd print them on different colored papers. And that would be how they would denote it, so that they know this is the pink version. I'm going to look. Now, students are going to see, oh, I've got pink, but then you just don't have pink sitting next to pink. And then it's harder for students to kind of, like they'll know, obviously, that there are different versions of tests, but they also know that their neighbors are not the same version. So maybe that would work out as a good deterrent. So color theory version, save that as version 1. And then I'm just going to open that file here. And so this is the file. See, you can see page 1 to 8. The answer key is page 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I actually want page 5 through 8 as my test. So if I'm going to be printing, say, 100 copies of this, I don't want to have to print 100 copies of the answer key. So I'm going to click print. And I'm going to change my pages to 5 to 8. And you can see it's gone straight to page 1. Everybody's computers are a little bit different. Your printer settings are different, so it may look a little different on your screen, but this is how I would do it, and hopefully this makes sense for you. I'd click save, or actually I'd go and I'd hit print, find my printer, and it still says 5 to 8. I'm going to change this to black and white, and I'm going to hit print, and probably I'll get a warning from my printer here saying, oh yeah, now it's wondering, it's saying that the paper's mismatched. But there we go. So that's going to print off pages 5 through 8 for me, and I can make photocopies of that or whatever. That's about all there is to it, I think, really, for demonstrating the print function. It is not a complicated thing to explain and unpack, but I think it's going to offer a lot of options, especially if you are wanting to administer a test or need to administer a test in person on paper, but you want to have different options. Now Blackboard Ultra's tests will facilitate that. So I think that just about covers it, eh? So I think that'll wrap up this video, nice and short. Record time for a closer look video. Don't forget, if this is if you're finding value in this, please don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel. That way you know when things are happening. And if you are a member of Georgian College's faculty community, please don't forget we've got our drop-ins every Tuesday and Thursday. Right there, the times are on the screen. It's Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 1:30 and Thursdays and Fridays at 10:30 a.m. That link is in your calendar in Blackboard. All right. That's it from us today. Hope this was enjoyable. Thank you all for joining us, and I hope you all have a great day.